going backwards.
Still sliding.
He wrecked for the whole back straightaway.
There's a contact between he and Spencer.
That's what you call a tank slapper.
Yes.
You're fighting that thing right and left, and the fuel in the tank is slapping back and forth and not helping you any.
And luckily did not hit that inside wall.
Pit stops for all the leaders. Marty?
Kevin Harvick in third, and believe it or not, those laps that he led earlier were the first Winston Cup laps at Darlington he has ever led. He said, all I need right now is a little more forward bite. So what they're going to do is go down half around on the track bar, a pound out of both rear tires. Matt?
Terry Labonte, an easy entry. No adjustments to the 5-car. He hasn't won here in almost 23 years. He's just trying to save his stuff. He says his biggest hindrance, traffic. Dave?
Car loose, driver hot for the car, wedge and air pressure for the driver, Jamie McMurray, ice and water, 4-tire James sending him down pit road. Bill?
Ice, water, and cold towels for Ryan Newman, who's having trouble using his drink bottle in the car. No changes, just 4 tires and fuel. It starts off tight, then gets loose. Waiting, now he can't get it go. Can't get the car to go. They're going to have to push it. Still pushing it down pit road. Can't get it to fire, cannot get the car to fire.
And they can't.
And that's as far as they can push it. You're right, Alan.
Nobody go fast. Come on. We're going to push him back.
They're going to have to pull him back and then try again.
Oh man. That sounds like vapor lock, doesn't it?
Yep. That's an easy way to go from the lead to a lap down. They better get that thing fired in a hurry. Pace car's over in turn 3. And that's probably the only disadvantage, the only one to having that first pit, is if you stall the car on a pit stop, you don't have any room to push it to get it started.
Not spraying anything there. They're going to go lap down.
It's not going anywhere.
I'm telling you, this used to be a huge problem on flathead Fords back 50 years ago. And grab some ether, they're talking about trying to get some supercharged gasoline in the engine.
Why they weren't doing that to begin with.
Here they come. Now you see the NASCAR official here has a paddle that says stop on one side, go on the other. When the field gets to a certain line on the racetrack, that paddle goes from go to stop, and it's right there. So now Ryan Newman.
Brian, if you can, take off.
They're putting gasoline in.
How frustrating is that?
See the stop sign. Everybody's got to stop until the field clears now.
Bring me a wrecker.
That's Glenn.
That's what they're saying. Please bring a wrecker. They have to be exhausted.
90-something degree weather in fire suits and helmets. Pushing a 3,500-pound race car.
That won't start.
You can see they're huffing right now.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you, about one trip is all you can stand down through there.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's try this once again.
He's going to lose more than one lap if they don't get it fired on this pass.
Now they got some ether.
Starting good. That should help. That's all it needed right there. Now it's probably flooded.
Yeah, but gasoline. Oh, no.
Can they go out?
Can they go get it? I guess they can.
Go get it, but you got to bring it back.
That's Glenn Mankowski, by the way, the official at the end of pit road who holds the stop and go sign.
It almost started.
I think if they would have had that ether to begin with, it may have helped.
Okay, so that's 2 laps down, and now the field's on the 1-to-go signal. Next time they come by, they're going to be at full speed, and the laps are going to add up in a hurry.
The crew guys are going to be packed.
Yeah, they're not only the engine's going to be vapor locked, the crew is going to be vapor locked. Hot. And what happens is when you vapor lock, the fuel in the fuel pump and the lines gets so hot. That Rusty push it. What are you going to have anything to push with?
Can't push that car.
He doesn't have any sheet metal in the front.
Just a radiator.
Oh, what a heartbreak.
Nope.
Not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
Start saying the fuel gets so hot that it boils.
Yes.
And
it won't fire.
Won't fire. It won't, will not go. You get bubbles in the carburetor. Air bubbles, and that's the end of it.
And we'll not do it.
All right, so the frustration really setting in
frustration
for the 12th car.
Push him down to the 2 crew and let them push a while.
here comes the field to the restart. Greg Biffle is now the leader. His crew got the job done on the pit stops, got him out ahead of Kevin Harvick. Harvick second, McMurray third, Bill Elliott fourth, Terry Labonte fifth.
And Biffle did not win that race into turn one. Todd Bodine, the 54 car, gets in front of him.
Trying to get a lap back from the race leader. Bodine is the first car a lap or laps down. He's in 19th place. And still, Ryan Newman's team can't get the car started. And what was that you suggested, BP?
Let the 2 crew come down and push a while because the 12 is exhausted.
They're trying. And what about spraying ether in the engine? That's designed to help create combustion, but it can also create too much combustion.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, the carburetor right off the manifold. And they've got a lot of fuel and ether in there right now.
It's... Better step on the brake, Ryan. You let that drift out too far, NASCAR's not going to let him go get the car. They'll get out from behind the end of that pin wall.
Didn't I think?
Now they're telling the crew, get back in behind the wall. They're going to get that car back behind the pit wall or they become a safety issue.
What they were hoping is if they pushed it out that far, they'd get a tow push, or a tow truck to push them.
Get a caution.
Get a caution flag so the wrecker could push him off, yeah.
Oh, man, what a heartbreak. So on the track, while we continue to watch the drama with the 12,
Biffle is just gone.
Greg Biffle is checked out, 7/10 of a second on Kevin Harvick with the lap car between.
I'll tell you what, McMurray is looking pretty strong right now in that 42 car.
Yeah, here he comes, Wall. Looking for that spot.
Harvick, yep, there he's got it.
Whoa, clunk.
Very good move.
And here comes Bill Elliott for third. Elliott's through. Awesome Bill. Having a great day at Darlington. How about Bill Elliott, Dave?
Alan, we were talking, there were not very many adjustments being made in the 9, just a little bit tight that time, just a slight air pressure adjustment for Bill.
Great day for Bill Elliott. So far, still a lot of time to go. Kevin Harvick shuffled back, now to third spot. Marty.
You guys have to remember Harvick is in the conservation mode at the beginning of these runs, trying to save tires for the end of the runs. They felt like they were not strong enough on the end of the run, so they're doing all they can, saving all the tire they can here, just to be sure that they're good at the end of the run.
All right, they got it started finally.
And he's how many down?
Well, let's see here. He is 8 laps down.
Brother.
In 26th place.
He hit the kill switch.
Oh, you're kidding.
He hit the kill switch. He just said, sorry, guys, I hit the kill switch.
On the wall over here.
Ken Schrader. Back on track after the wreck earlier. And something else has gone wrong for the 49. In a big way.
Yeah. I wonder if that... I wonder if that hood blew up.
Right front's flat on it.
Yeah, could be.
He's obviously hit the wall. Greg Biffle letting some people get a lap back there to the caution flag. Mark Martin, not Mark, Todd Bodine. And Dale Jr. gets one of his laps back. That'll put him now 9 laps down. He'll be racing with Ryan Newman.
Yeah.
Tough day for Schrader. Was one of the drivers involved in the big 6-car wreck back at lap 167. That even tore the cowl flaps and everything else off just below the windshield. Well, it'll be a day he'll be glad to see be over. So that was the kill switch on Ryan Newman's car. Unbelievable.
Now he can put on tires? You bet.
Oh, yeah.
Busy pit lane again.
Been a lot of talk about those switches on the steering wheels of cars. NASCAR made them mandatory a couple of years ago after a lot of people had stuck throttles as a way for the driver to kill the engine quickly. They killed Ryan Newman's chance to win today. Marty.
Kevin Harvick running fourth. Car's loose. They're going to put the track bar back where it was. No adjustments otherwise. Notice the left front fender. A little bit of damage when he hit Jamie McMurray. They were trying to fix that right now to rub it out. Matt.
2 bottles of water through the window for Terry Labonte. No adjustments for the 5 car. The car was very good neutral, Dave.
Driver okay, no ice this time. Car still a little bit loose, down to the track bar, a little bit of wedge in the car as well. Bill?
Car's just a little bit free on that short green flag run, so it's 4 tires and fuel for Greg Biffle, then they'll send him back out.
Watching to see who gets off pit road first. Looks like it's going to be Harvick.
Harvick and McMurray, Biffle, still Elliott.
It'll be close for Biffle and Elliott. But Kevin Harvick's car gets the job done. And there's Matt Kenseth lagging all the way back toward the end with the lead lap cars. BP's out at our 360 racer. Got something he wants to show us. How about it, BP?
Alan, I've been talking about vapor lock. Let me show you the fuel pump. It's right. Wait a minute. You said 360, didn't you?
I did.
Let me spin this thing over a little bit better shot. Okay, here's the fuel pump on the bottom of the engine, and notice how close the exhaust is to all these lines that come in that go to the carburetor. These exhaust about 1,200 degrees, so you can see how this fuel would get hot enough to boil.
We like our toys.
We do. Especially when you're sitting there. You know, when you're running, you're getting the fuel pumping a little bit harder, but when you're sitting there in the pits, it's just sitting there boiling, like he said.
Under caution here at Darlington. You're watching NASCAR on NBC.